Somebody's fathomed out podcast discovery. Finally, the latest from our daily newsletter at podnews.net. New podcast app Fathom, designed for better podcast discovery, has been launched on iOS and in browser. We're in it. Jason Kalkanis is one of the seed investors. It promises you can ask any question and hear answers from your favourite podcasters and their guests. Orphonic, a popular noise reduction and audio leveling solution, has released a set of new noise reduction algorithms in beta. Do you want to have a listen? Here's somebody recording a podcast in the back of a van.
And this is with the padding installed in the back. So the van again is kind of like factory quiet, or pretty close to at this point.
And here's the new Orphonic noise reduction algorithm.
And this is with the padding installed in the back. So the van again is kind of like factory quiet, or pretty close to at this point.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? Brad Tierpak, Libsyn CEO, will be speaking at the Credit Suisse 24th Annual Communications Conference on Wednesday. He'll be taking part in a virtual panel discussion on podcasting from 8:45 a.m. Tomorrow, though, it's the turn of SiriusXM's Jennifer Witz at 12:45 p.m. We've a listen link for that on our show notes and our newsletter at podnews.net. A prisoner on the run has appeared on a podcast. Fugitive Gregor Gray appears in the latest episode of the Chop Shop podcast. Just in case you go getting any ideas, harbouring an SKP is a criminal offence in the UK with a maximum 10 years in prison, even if you're harbouring them in a comfy podcast studio. Uncutfm is a new podcast platform that lets you mint, share and sell your content as NFTs. The new version of watchOS 9 will let you search for podcasts directly on your Apple Watch. Ira Glass was interviewed in Podbible a while ago, but the magazine has just republished the interview. And WordPress promises you can automatically convert the text on any blog post into a podcast on Anchor, all at no cost to you. Ooh, we link to how to do that, in case you want to know, in our show notes and our newsletter at podnews.net. It's a Monday, so time for some tech stuff. Here's Dave Jones from the Podcast Index saying the endless bashing of RSS and its role within the technology of podcasting is honestly baffling and shows a fundamental misunderstanding of what RSS is and what function it serves within the open podcast ecosystem. He's written a good blog post. We link to that from our show notes and our newsletter today. If you're running your own RSS scraper, please set a valid user agent for it. We link to details and information as to why it's important to get right. Notifications are springing free of the regulated gatekeepers, writes Brian of London, discussing how Podping works. And this week's Podcasting 2.0 includes Josh Shen from JustCast, Adam Curry's response to Spotify's denigratory comments about RSS, and the Podfather's reaction to seeing Sam Sethi on camera for the first time. And in podcast news, within the Journal today from the Wall Street Journal, you'll find a mini-series called Hack Me If You Can, featuring a former Russian cyber criminal, Dmitry Silmanyets, who managed one of the most notorious hacking teams to ever come out of the country. And Arts at CERN is celebrating its 10th anniversary with a podcast series. In each of the 6 episodes, one artist and one scientist will explore a theme that has inspired their artistic practice and their scientific research. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.